Just a second, let me just.
I was thinking like if I tell him to stop, it's like took maybe.
No, 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 no. No, this is okay. We are recording. This is something that needs to be said. Need to be said. It's not a. I mean, try to say in the nicest way possible. Try to appeal to better nature. It's like because even children that they themselves, going off the derech, they still don't want their little siblings to do the same. Notice that.
No, I definitely think he wants to.
No, 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 no. Telling you, they don't.
It's her though.
זה לא חשוב. By her, you can't do anything. Speak to your kid. Mommy, what do you think she doesn't know? Speak to your kid. Just have Rahmanas on your small siblings. That's all. What can you do? She's a lost cause. I mean, that wasn't.
Well, she's got the boyfriend there also.
זה לא חשוב, זה לא חשוב. עזוב. It's a lost cause. השם ירחם. השם ירחם, עזוב. It's a lost cause. אין מה לדבר.
He won't listen anyway.
בוודאי. But speak to your son. Speak to your son.
He's in the house there too with them.
בסדר, נו, אז מה? אבל בכל אופן, to protect his small brother, it's just, מה תעשה איתה? Last night, Motzei Shabbos, we learned Sichas Haran. So, when Sicha Reish Chaf Vav, which is very short. Rabbeinu said like a vertel, and he said if they would take a deceased person that passed away, the shaman, bring him into a meeting of philosophers and scientists, whatever it is, while they are discussing, there is, there isn't, if they put a deceased in the midst of, he says all their chokhmah would just be expunged on the spot. And what Rabbeinu says is not just for them, it's for us too. What do you mean a deceased? It means what reality is, what the emes is. So when you come, that with the heart that means well. You're saying, listen, ultimately there is yesh din ve'yesh dayan. I mean, it doesn't matter where she says, he says, she does, he does. It's lo chashuv. Everybody has to leave this world at a certain point in time, and there's no Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't give an inch, nothing. In this world, yeah, olam haba zeu nisgar hasipur. There's no more fun and games. Just saying from a concerned point of view, not because not that kind of thing. I want to see on your brother, whatever it is, and that's all you can do. And her, I don't even want to talk about it.
She's encouraging it. She's not stopping
That's
it.
because when a person feels guilty, wants to make everybody like this, so they'll feel less guilty. There's nothing but to talk about. There's nothing but to. You already see what it is. Okay, let's learn a little bit. So we said the meaning of Tika Techacha that in order to be Mechiach, we said there is a Kol HaMechiach, Kol HaMashke Sagan. The voice, this is Torah, Likutey Moharan, Torah Ches, Chelek Beis. We already said that there is a Kol HaMashke Sagan, is the voice that waters the garden. All the smells and all the yiros, all the Ozma Kodesh Baruch Hu grow in that garden. And that smell, which is the yira, is the sustenance of the neshama. And sustenance of the neshama means the neshama grows and the influence of the neshama grows, as opposed to the sustenance of the body, of the physicality. And it's a seesaw. When the sustenance of the neshama grows, the sustenance of the gashmias is diminished, and vice versa. So when a person wants to, whatever it is, to be magadol is gashmias, his ruchnias is diminished. He wants to magadol many times. The Zohar says that when Mishamayim, he says that they're like a wood that doesn't catch fire. So what do? You break it up, break it to pieces. It says body that the ruchnius is not catching it has to be battered. He said the neshama can thrive. Now the mechiach, when somebody is mechiach, he needs this voice. He needs this voice so he doesn't cause the people who hear the teichacha to smell bad by themselves. Who says that there are two kinds of teichachas. There is the union of kol in like on our pay grade, as it were, when we don't have that spiritual quality to be able to mamish say like the most blatant things and still put a good smell into the neshama, whoever it is that we give it to. So we need to either, appeal to, that the person's better nature and say, how special you are and yuchad you are. And you should know that nothing that you've ever done for Kadosh Baruch Hu, any mitzvah, any dvater that you've ever learned is never lost. You're going now, maybe you'll be going through this, you'll be going through that, but you should know that this is never lost. I had a friend, I remember, in America, that he was in, then he fell off, and whatever it is, and when I spoke to him, and when he was off, I told him that you should know that everything that you've ever done for Kadosh Baruch Hu, this is already, it's in the bank. This is never lost. Just you should know. I mean, you're going now on an adventure, whatever it is you're going through, nobody can stand in somebody else's shoes and tell them, you can't do that, but you should know that what you did is yours, finished. Unless you go ahead and say, it was a mistake, I shouldn't have done it, then you lose it. But as long as you don't lose it, you just happen to live in the reality that, that is moided, that pushes towards that direction. People go through things, Just you should know. So, and Maisa came back afterwards, and he said these words were the things that gave him the koyach, that gave him made him feel that he's not lost. He may be, lost in his ways, but it's not all is lost. What he has, he has. So it's just a question of coming back to it. And it's because, I could have told him what's with you, was this, was that, whatever. I didn't do that. Truth be told, he didn't need me to tell him that. He knew that just as well as I did. Okay? But whatever circumstances were, that was the condition, that was the circumstance. So dafka, through that, you should know what you have is what you have. Then you can say, Rahman or somebody else. Well, brother, whatever it is, you can't change. You can't get up and leave the house. You can't do any of that. The least you can do is just like, and what you have, you have. What you had, you had. Be very. In other words, here it's the way you say it. It's not the voice, the quality, Moshe Rabbeinu, and that kind of that you can say flat to the face. Moshe Rabbeinu can do that because in the voice itself is already the ches, is already. But with us, it's either you say, you don't, you don't go Bible thumping and fire and brimstone. But what can you do? I mean, there is Olam Haba. There is Olam Haba. What can you do? I mean, it's like Alavaya could say, something, okay, it won't happen. But that's not the reality. You should know what you have, Baruch Hashem. Even in Olam Haba, person is being punished. After all the punishments, there's Gan Eden. B'ezrat Hashem. Because from those, Chas v'Chalila, that go into Gan Eden and then go out, they're very rare. It's like, but Simsof, everything is good. So, in Anush Bechlal, they wouldn't point out to a person necessarily what he did bad. We would talk about the tachlis, talk about Olam Haba, talking about there is no tachlis, and ultimately there's nowhere to run. I mean, you can run, but you can't hide. There's. So we said you need this call, this voice that will add a good smell by the person that you're admonishing, that you're telling off, as it were. So if a person goes to admonish, should remember your kavana is to instill good smell. That person should smell good by himself. To go out of that with a good feeling about himself. You didn't put him down. You didn't say, how dare you, how this and that, and you're going to pay for him. Blah, blah. They know. Elevate the person. Rabbeinu says to come to this call, you can only do it through the tefillah. The tefillah, Rabbeinu says, is mainly rachamim and tachanunim, is begging HaKadosh Baruch Hu to rachmanis. And it says the main rachamim is the das, is stolen in the das. And Rabbeinu brings proof that in the future, Malar it's de'ah, and the land will fill with de'ah, with das, with knowledge, with realization, with recognition of Hashem's uh, presence. Kimayim liyam echasim, like water covering the sea. He says, but because the main rachamim is totally bedas. When somebody has a das amiti, it's filled with rachamim. When there's no das, Hashem Yirachim, you can see what's, October 7th. It's totally lack of das. Bichlal.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
But the Palestinazis in October 7th. The V'day, it's a lack of das. The fact of being intelligent doesn't mean that they have das. Being intelligent is not just animals.
Their goals is like the cat of what's mean.
You can't know that. But where does Ritzicha come from? Huh? Ritzicha come from a lack of das. It's Achzorius. Because ksilim yanuach.
No, they're following a false.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The whole thing is one big lack of das.
It's a nevi sheker.
And where does it come from? Because of lack of das. At both sides. Well, the Yamin and the Small are both, the Klipos is on both sides.
But the sheker that begins with some type of MS is the.
Yeah, this all based on Yiddishkeit.
Right.
This one took from Yiddishkeit, and that side took from Yiddishkeit.
They stole the things from the Jews, and then they said, kill the Jews.
Yeah, both sides. Both sides. Yeah. Klipos, Esau, Klipos, Ishmael, both do the same thing. Yeah, it's a lack of das. That's what Rabbeinu says. That
they're sheker. They're
when they take when the Sitra Achra is yoinek is feeding off the kedusha, it turns the derachamim into achzorim. It turns the compassion into cruelty.
Someone was telling me that in Islam there is no rachamim, no din, no din. It's like they don't know how to have rachamim.
That's what they said. It says about Ishmael, Pere Adam. Pere Adam, usually, how does it translate? A wild person. And but usually, when you want to say about something that is either domesticated or wild, you start with what that creature is. Like Ayr. Ayr is a donkey. It's Ayr Pere. So it's a wild donkey. If you're saying Ayal Bar, a doe, that Ayal Bar, it's a wild as opposed to a domestic. A bite, it's domesticated. A baitliot.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Mashenkin over here, which means always the first word is the first word is what the species is. Ayl, chamor, or chazir. When you want to say a wild boar, it was chazir bar. When you say a wild donkey, it's chamor bar. You want to say a wild horse, it's sus pere. The first one is always what it is, and the second one is the pronoun, like what it is. It says pere adam, which means the pere is what it is. Adam is what it seems like. What he's really is, it's a para. Yeah, it's a para. It's a para that looks like Adam. It's not a wild man. It's a mensch wild. It's chesor das. There's no das. I mean, they took a kid. They took a kid. I remember. I forget this. They took a kid, 12-year-old kid with a suicide bomb. Told the kid that if he goes this and explodes himself next to the Israeli soldiers, they'll give him 100 shekels plus, a meeting with the Zoyna. The kid went. It's not Spitzponivish. You're not talking about Harvard University over here. And the kids are when the Sitra Achra is yoinik from the Rachmanis. He turned the Tarachmanis into Achzorius, into cruelty. You have to give the humanitarian aid. You have to stop killing them. That's what they want. Because they're Rachmanis, because they're Sitra Achra, it's yonik from the Rachmanis. It turns the Rachmanis into Achzorius. They are being Rachmanistic on the wrong on the wrong people, and therefore becoming cruel on the right people.
Because they hate Israel.
B'vadai.
They know what they're doing.
Well, I don't know if they know. They don't know. Whatever it is. Okay, okay.
They don't want Israel to win.
We said that. Yeah, that's already a known thing. That's already a known thing. But he says, notice even by us also. And it says that once the Sitra Achra is yonik from the Rachmanis, it spoils the Rachmanis by us also. What does it mean? It means that we get a wrong notion of what Rachmanis is, even for ourselves. With this person, he's so poor, doesn't know what to eat. Have Rachmanis in yourself. You should have, parnasa, and should live well, and this and that, and should have a house with a nice view, with maybe with a pool. It's against it. And when you see people who are Oivdei Hashem, real Oivdei Hashem, to the nth degree, they just go all the way out. They don't look on the Gashmias Bechlal. Even though Rabbeinu said it's not necessary. You don't need Efkeris. You don't need to throw away this world completely. But it says, even though the truth is the other way is Efkeris, is lawlessness. The thing that you have to worry about this world in any way or shape or form, whatever it is, and when the time you have left over, go ahead and learn and daven a little bit, but the main thing is just that's Achzorius. In other words, even our Rachmanis becomes Achzorius. It contaminates our own Rachmanis. Like, you can think it's not somebody once came to Reb Nosson and said about a person, a Yid that was very, very poor, and so somebody came to Reb Nosson and told him to be rachmanis on this person. This is why. Because look at him, he doesn't have what to eat. And he says, on him you have rachmanis. He's poor as anything, and he has a bitter wife that curses him out all the time. Wakes up chatzos every night. Is learning whatever it is that he can. He says on the other, on Moshe was a rich person that eats well, so that eats a good lunch and drinks wine and lays down to rest. And what happens to him. On him is Rachmanis. On this guy, This guy's being cleansed as he goes through this world. Everything is being scrubbed off him every step of the way. Where's the Rahmanas here? But that's when the Sitra Acha, is Yonik from the Rahmanas. It causes not only that they're Achzorim, but even our concept of what constitutes Rahmanas is also corrupted. And then this says that what that does is it instills in us the midas hakas. And the das becomes smaller, it becomes moichin de katnos. Moichin de katnos is constricted consciousness, is that you probably remember there must have been time, I know it was with me, but I don't know with you, where I remember that sometimes I would drive my mother crazy. Oh, this and wild, whatever it is. At a certain point in time, I crossed the line that even if I wanted to reel back, it wouldn't help anymore. Now you're really going to get it. In other words, I overdid it to the point of no return. It was already Merchen the Katnas. Merchen the Katnas, just keep mum, be quiet, don't make any noise. It's just, don't try to appease them, just shush. So when this Rahmanas Sitracha comes out, it brings about the Midas Hakas. And it becomes a Midas, they Merchen the Katnas. When a person gets Midas Hakas, then when Merchen the Katnas, then he really becomes angry very, very easily. The person is in pain, the person is this, the person is that. And so that's it, Racha, by being yoinik from the Nefilas Hadas, the Kedusha, it's being damaged through Kas and Chazorius and so forth and so on. And it says that this brings about Taivas Niyuf. The Taivas Niyuf is because the Moyach has the three mechitzas, the three walls that are blocking from Taivas Niyuf. These three mechitzas is Chochma and Bina and Das. The Bina says that every single mechitza is already a wall and can protect a person from this particular type. Chochma is the grain of the idea. Still don't fully realize it. But that that's the wrong thing to do. The Bina is when, the idea is elaborated, you're thinking about it, you understand it. You're thinking about it. And you understand it. And the Das is the final conclusion, when it's not, you're no longer thinking about what the idea is and how it should be and how it shouldn't be, and that there's, don't get into, the Rebbeinu says, don't get into an argument with your Yetzirah. Don't go into, don't go lawyerizing with the Yetzirah. Yes, maybe this, maybe that, maybe it's chayav, not chayav. Maybe this is special circumstances. Don't go there. And because the Iker, the Nosson says this is Midas Hadas. Das is, what's the conclusion? Okay, you had an idea, there's Olam Haba, there's this, you understood it, and the Das is the conclusion. Don't let the machshava of Taivas Niyuf get into your Mayach. Just don't. The Nosson speaks about it at length. Anytime wherever you catch yourself, you've already realized for a while that you're down the lane of the not good. As you go down the lane, you already realize. Moses says it doesn't matter. Wherever you catch yourself, stop now. Yeah, but for the past, it doesn't matter. Wherever you stop yourself, wherever you catch yourself, like, what the heck am I doing? Stop it. And the stopping should be midis hadas. Midis means no, finish. No. No. Why? Because it's no. That's das. No, but no explanations. No. Finish. I know I'm not supposed to do that. Nakuda. So the main thing is the das. This is when the moich is sholer, is the moich in the gadlus, then every single nakuda, the chochmah, the bin, and the das, each one of them is enough to stop a person from this particular type, from taivas niyuf. But when a person is moich in the katnus, it could be pressure. The pressure could be because I don't have parnasa to bring to the house, or I'm supposed to do something and I am stressed by it and I really want to avoid it, but I can't avoid whatever it is. And I feel trapped by, it doesn't even matter what it might be. There is a certain kind of, something, let me just go ahead, a little good time. It's between me and myself and my own mind. I'm not doing anything to anyone. Just, Bena says you should know that you are doing something. It's dover shamamish. It's not a machshava. It's a dover shamamish. Bena says also, it's what Rav Nosson says, wherever you catch yourself, Bena says, don't worry about the fact that these kind of thoughts, they have a tsunami of these kind of thoughts coming to you. You already thought that you're able to withstand it. Boom, it comes back. And you're doing one step forwards, two step backwards, as we all know. He says, don't worry about it. That's what you're supposed to work on. This is not a game of who finishes first. This is a game of whatever it is that you have it, you fight it. That's it. You win, you lose, it doesn't matter. You keep on fighting and don't worry about it. He says, don't worry about the fact that, what am I? I can't believe it. Don't worry about it. That's a blood gemara you get to from Shemaim for the faher that you have to prepare. That's your avoidance. Comes the thought, push the side. Yeah, but I didn't push it. I didn't push the side for another half an hour. I'm already. Doesn't matter. Stop it now. Yeah, but don't be a chochem. No, you caught it now. Fight it. It's fine. It's fine. It's mishamayim. This is what you have to work on. And each one of these inyonim, the three mina moichin, and it says this is the union of tefillah. Remember, we said that tefillah comes of the rachmanis. Rabbeinu says that the moichin have three moichin, a chochma bin das. We have three tefillahs in the day. We have shachris, mincha, mariv. And shachris is because midas chesed is under the chochma. Avram Avinu is midas chesed, second shachris, that comes from the chochma. Yitzchak is second mincha. Mincha is Yitzchak Avinu, it's a gvura, it's under the bina, right? And Yaakov is midas atifers, comes from the das. Yaakov Avinu is Balayla, Shachri, is Ma'ariv. It's at night, in the darkness, you don't see anything. The only thing that you can't explain anything, you can't reason with anything. It's only a steadfast decision. That's the way it is. Nakuda. Finish. No arguments. That's the way to get along, when things are dark. And he says this is the 3 tefillos in a day. This is Shloshim Minei Rachmanis. Rabbeinu says that it comes from the 3 moichim a person has, Chochmah and Bin Adas, because Moich HaBen and Moich HaAv, the Moich of the Ben comes from the Moich of the father. So Moich HaBen, the Moich of the Ben, the son, the grandson, Moich HaAv, this is 3 moichim, Chochmah and Bin Adas. This is the 3 tefillos during the day. Called tefillah. Tefillah b'chinas moich miyuchad me'ela shlosha moichin. Every tefillah is a special moich, as we said now. Shachris, Avrom, Chesed is mitzad Chochma, Mincho, Yitzchok, Zvura mitzad Bino, and Mariv is mitzad Das. This is Tiferes. This is Yaakov. Kikar tefillah rachamim tachanunim. When you have moich in the gadlus and you ask Kadosh Baruch Hu listens to you. Kadosh Baruch Hu answers your tefillah. That's why when the das is being nifgam, chas v'shalom comes to have a sniuf. And when the rachmanis is being damaged, being corrupted, you can daven b'chinas rachamim down. Then the tefillah becomes a tefillah b'chinas din. Yeah, the katnos, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Now, davening, I don't have a mechin to daven now. We'll just finish. This is Tefillah B'chinas Din. Tefillah B'chinas Din, as we'll see later, is the drug upon which the Sitra Achal lives on. Because tefillah, per definition, is connection to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Din is Sitra Achra. Here, Sitra Achra has an opportunity to latch on to tefillah, which is rachamim, which is kedusha, which is sustenance. But on the other side is B'chinas Din. Sitra Achra can latch onto it. So whenever there is a tefillah B'chinas Din, the Sitra Achra balas is a tefillah chas v'shalom. Sitra comes and swallows up that tefillah. So it's their kind of feed. The main Yanika Sitra is when you have a bechina of dinim. When there's dinim, they can latch in. There are no dinim, it's too much light. They cannot connect to it. Shemech in the katnos, chenas elokim. That's why they grab onto this tefillah and swallow it chas v'sholom. And that, as we will learn in Mitzvah Hashem this Thursday, why that, already learned in a few Torahs that particular principle, why that is the very mechanism with which you return everything back to the Kedusha. But this is what Hashem will do this coming Thursday, B'ezrat Hashem. Have a good Vach, B'ezrat Hashem. Okay. Stop.